chorus started as a result of the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus tour, national tour, in 1981, I believe. They stopped in a number of cities around the country, and Boston was one of them. Every place that they stopped, a little chorus sprung up.
The motivation of, was actually Joseph Bevins, who was the first music director. He was the one with a woman that tried to start the chorus, because the chorus originally was going to be a mixed chorus. But from the very first rehearsal, there were only a couple of women showed up, and there was like 40 some odd men and 2 or 3 women. And after a few weeks, the women just said, "This is obviously not a mixed chorus. Wished us luck," and then we became the Boston Gay Men's Chorus.
The idea of going out on stage as an openly gay person was unheard of at that point. It felt almost forbidden. I mean, it was 1983, so Reagan was president.
Especially in those first concerts, some audience members were a bit wary about it.
It was exciting at the same time, and to see who some of the guys were that were singing, and I was, oh my word, he's singing.
There were lots of gay organizations that could go out and protest, but we needed to be about the music. Not that we weren't gay, we are gay, we're openly gay, but that it had to be about the music. We had to make a musical statement.
We're singing about our lives. We're telling our stories. We are talking about falling in love. We're talking about having fun, about just being a normal person. My musical philosophy is to sing music about our lives.
Unless you were an out gay person in the 80s and 90s, I don't think you can comprehend what was going on. It was devastating.
Those of us who went through it, don't want people to forget that having been such a significant part of our history.
Joe Malloy was one of the first people with AIDS, and we were a family. The chorus guys were there every night. We had fun. We rearranged the lounges and stuff. We just took over the place, but we were sitting there around the clock, and then Joe passed away.
We just all did it for each other. The services were just soul-searing for me, and having the guys here, literally surrounding me on the pulpit, gave me a lot of courage and steadied me. I feel like we really held each other through those times.
My late uncle, Robert Wanneberger, aka Wanda Mae Wanneberger, was one of the original members of the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C., and I saw what it did for him. And I saw what it did for so many of its members and members of the audience. So what you do is so important. Thank you. Please keep doing it.
Is about building community and celebrating differences and inspiring change. That's done because we love each other. That's done because we stand together.
One of our members had a young child who was, I think, around 10 at the time. And he taught him to sing everything possible so that he could sing on the stage and the two of them could be on the same stage. There was a children's choir that came up, and his son was in it. So he got to sing on the stage with his son, and that was a really, really special moment.
So I sat in the wings and watched the chorus and simultaneously watched the audience. I wept through that whole thing, just at the possibility that one young person out there might arrive at the point where he or she could unconditionally love themselves as a gay person, and that I might be part of that.
I had my stroke on Friday night, and I kept saying, no, I've got to go to rehearsal, because we had dress rehearsal the next day. Here I was at BI. I was laying there in bed, and somebody said, Jim, I think you have some visitors, and I just could barely look to the door. Here was I'm sorry. There was a whole line of guys from the chorus waiting at the door to file in. It brought me a program that they'd all had signed. That was my family, my support group. I'm not sure I'd be here today if it hadn't been for a bunch of them. I'm sorry to get so emotional, but that's how much it's meant to me. The friends I've made that still stick with me and still are some of the closest friends I've ever had and support. It's just been unbelievable.
I thought for years that being the music director of the Boston Gay Men's Chorus was somehow a cop-out and somehow less than if I were at the symphony or the opera. And when we sing those words, I never would have known the love that I felt with this group. I never would have known a band of brothers and sisters that support me like in an incredible network of support and that trust me to take them on adventures. I'll never forget saying to the chorus, thank you for trusting me enough to make this adventure. And the outpouring of love from that group was just beyond belief. Because I do this, I get to actually change lives.